Welcome back to my channel, everyone. Street Tips here. What I have here is an assortment of gold filled material that I'm going to process today. And if you look, this is how I tell if it's gold filled. You see it says 25 years warranty, guaranteed 25 years. That means that the thick coating of karat gold on here over the brass is guaranteed not to wear through for 25 years. Here's another piece. Where's the marking on this one? There it is. It says 1/20th 12K gold filled. Here's another one. This is a watch back, and right there it says 10K gold filled. There's another piece. It says, let's see if I can get this to focus up for us. Gold filled. Right there. These are heavily plated with gold, and they make some nice yields for us, these bangle bracelets. Here's a piece. This is a pen set, and if you look right there, gold filled right there. Let's see what else we got. I can tell this is gold filled. If you notice, some of the gold is wore away right there, and I can just tell by looking that this is a piece of gold filled, but there's some lead in here, so we're gonna have to deal with that. Here's a watch back. Where does it say it at? Right there. Gold filled. $1/20th 12K. I got it upside down, but you can see it. Then I got a couple more pieces here. 1/20th 12K gold filled. This eyeglass piece, 1/10th 12K gold filled. And then last but not least, there's a little watch back here that's marked 10K rolled gold plate. That's the same thing as gold filled. Let's get a weight on this material so we can calculate what our yield is when we get done here. There's our gold filled stuff. And we've got 533 grams in there. This is a few of the watch band tops that I took off of some watch bands. They were filthy, so I put these in the ultrasonic. We'll go ahead and add these in. And we've got 539.5 grams of gold filled material. I'm going to start out by adding some distilled water to a 4-liter beaker, about half a liter. Now what we'll do is add our gold filled scrap to a melt dish. Some of it, and we'll burn it with our, what's that little piece? That don't belong in there. It's a piece of steel. We're going to burn it with our torch now. Now we'll add the incinerated gold filled material to our beaker with the water in it. Alright, we've got about 540 grams. Multiply that by 3 milliliters. What do we got? 1620 milliliters of nitric is how much we're going to use. to get all the silver and the base metals dissolved out of there. I'm going to start this off. Well, let's put a little bit more water in there first. Distilled water. Yes, probably up to the 750 milliliter level. Now we're going to add some nitric acid and start dissolving all the brass and the base metals out of here. I'm going to start out with about 250 milliliters of nitric acid. And this will probably react fairly quickly with the material. And then once we get this started, what we'll do is add a addition apparatus that consists of a separatory funnel on a stilt that will slowly drip the nitric acid in as the reaction progresses. Okay, let's see what we've got here. We're going to pull this down off the heat and let it cool down a little bit. And I think what I'll do is add some distilled water to dilute it and help cool it down. While I'm waiting for the gold-filled material to be processed with the nitric, let's look and see what some of these numbers mean on here that we see on these pieces. 1/20th is the same thing as 0.05. 12K is half of 24K. So 24K is pure gold, 12K is going to be 50% gold. 12 divided by 24 equals 0.5. Let's say we've got 100 grams of 1/20th 12K gold-filled material. So what we do is we take 100 grams times 0.05. That's going to equal 5 grams. And then we multiply it by the carat of the coating of carat gold over the brass. Multiply that times 0.5. And what we get is 2.5 grams of pure gold in 100 grams of 1/20th 12K gold-filled scrap. Let's take a look at another one. Another marking might say 1/10 14K gold-filled scrap. Say we got 100 grams again. Well, 1/10 equals 0.1. 14K is going to be 14 divided by 24 equals 0.583. So now if we use 100 grams of 1/10, multiply that by 0.1, we get 10. We multiply that by 0.583 because it's 14K, and we get 5.8 grams of pure gold in 100 grams of 1/10 14K gold-filled material. So now if you look at this, most people consider gold-filled material junk, but it is very valuable, because if you've got 100 grams of 1/20 12K gold-filled, which is the most common type of gold-filled material, if you got 100 grams of that material, you can expect to recover 2.5 grams of pure gold. 2.5 grams of pure gold is, say, $60 a gram. That's going to be $120. That's $150 at current spot price of value in 100 grams of 1/20 12K. Now, 1/10 14K is not that common, but you've got 5.8 grams times $60. All right, what's that going to be? 5.8 times 60 bucks. You got $350 worth of gold in 100 grams of 1/10 14K gold-filled material. We're going to use the 1/20 12K numbers for the material that we've got in our beaker out there. So what we'll do here is we've got 540 grams of material. We're going to multiply that by 0.05 and then multiply that by 0.5. So let's see what we got here. We've got 540 times 0.05 equals times 0.5 equals. So we're expecting 13.5 grams of pure gold from our 540 grams of gold-filled scrap. I've allowed this to cool completely. It's settled overnight for about 24 hours. So now what we'll do is we're going to siphon the liquid off out of here down into a filter flask. I've got one of my specially prepared filters down here that rides up the inside walls of the funnel so that I can capture 100% of the solids out of our beaker. Here I'm choosing to siphon the liquid directly into the filter funnel there because it's going to have some suspended solids in it, and I want to capture those solids in that filter so we can include them in this batch of gold-filled material. Notice that I have a very small tube, and I chose to use this small tube so that I could add the liquid to the filter without it overflowing quickly. And as you'll notice here, as it gets going, I had to cap it off with my thumb and allow some of the liquid to drain through or be pulled through that filter so that I didn't breach the top of the filter. And so it ended up standing there for about a half an hour making this happen. And then here we go. We finally got all of the liquids, or as much as we can anyway, pulled out of the solids. So now what we can do is notice how long it took to pull this liquid. It's a little bit of liquid here, about half a liter or so maybe, through that filter. And I'm thinking that we may have some tin in our material. Soft solder has tin in it, and when that tin dissolves in nitric acid, it forms metastatic acid, and that clogs up filter papers and slows filtering way down. Now let's take a look down in here, see what we've got. If you look down in there, you'll see that there's some foils, but there's also some solid pieces in here that have not completely dissolved, so we'll have to add some more nitric acid. Now that we've got it this far along, we don't need quite as much caution adding this nitric in. I could just dump it right in because there's not all that much left in here that needs to be dissolved. So let's just go ahead and add the nitric. That's about 300 milliliters of nitric acid. And we'll put it back up here on the heat and let this cook for a while. I'm going to take this down off the heat now. And what we'll do is add a little bit of distilled water to this, cool it down and dilute it down. It is the following day. I've allowed this solution to settle completely. Now what we'll do is, let's get our funnel out of here. I'm going to save this piece of filter paper. It's got a little gold in it. We're going to put this in the melt dish and set this aside, so when we do our incineration, we'll incinerate this. We're going to put our funnel up here, and let's move this out of the way. Move our funnel out of the way. We're going to bring up our filter flask that has our liquid in it, and I've got a vacuum apparatus here. What I normally do is connect my vacuum line to this hose just like that, but since we're using a sidearm filter flask, I'll just plug this hole up with a golf tee, and then we'll stick this right up into our adapter. Alright, what I'll do now is put a marker back here to tilt the beaker a little bit. We're going to get down in here with our vacuum hose. We're going to suck the solution out of here. I'm not going to filter it. I'm just going to add it straight in to the liquid that has our silver solution in here. Now let's get up here and see what we got. The solution in this flask will contain some silver and some active nitric acid, so we'll set this aside and save it. And what we want to do now is look down inside of our beaker, see what we got going on in here. Stick a rod down in here. I think we've got just about everything that's going to dissolve. That's still pretty solid, man. That piece, that watch back right there. So it must be a real thick coating of gold on it. But I think we're ready to go to the next step, which is capture this material in a filter. We're going to make us one of our specially prepared filters out of one of these 24 centimeter filter papers. I've got an 11 centimeter funnel, and I just kind of set it on top of there like that, and then I go around it and fold it like this. Now we've got a filter that will fit perfectly down into our 12.5 centimeter Buchner funnel out there in the shop. Notice these folds, those have to be that shape in order for this to work correctly. Coming through and just drips through that filter. So this is going to take a while. What we'll do is I'll set this up on time lapse, and we'll just go have some lunch. Alright, let's get our material in this melt dish. Still a little bit soggy. That's okay. Now we're going to take this out and put it in our furnace. Note the time there. It's a little after 4. Put this in our furnace and incinerate this material. we've had this in here about 15 minutes now. It's up to about 1500 Fahrenheit, 800 Celsius. You can see it's red hot. I'm going to take this in, let it cool off. While I'm waiting for that material to cool off, I've got a whole bunch of mechanical watches here. We're going to go through these one at a time and offer these for sale on my eBay site. This is a Ben Russ. I think it runs. You got to kind of whack it a little bit, so that might need some servicing and cleaning. This one here, it's got a band, stainless steel band, stainless steel back. Let's see what else we got here. What's this? Here is a Timex automatic date watch. Wind it up and it runs. So this one's running. Let's see what else we got here. What's this one? It's an Elgin self-winding. This is a pretty nice watch here. And it runs. You just kind of shake it up a little bit and it'll take off. It's got a nice movement to it too. Nice and smooth. And let's see what else we got. What's this one? Can't even read that. But I think this is automatic as well. Oh no, this one's got the stem missing out of it. But it's still, it does run. The movement still works in it. So it's probably going to need some cleaning and adjustment. Nothing on the back. Let's see what this thing is. Citizen, automatic. And it runs. That's a pretty nice watch there. Crystal's cracked, it looks like. So it's going to need a little bit of TLC to get it back to 100%. But it does run there. Let's see what else we got. This is a Ricoh automatic. Nice smooth movement there. Look at that. Nice sweeping movement instead of ticking away. That's a nice one. Let's see what else we got here. This one is Bulova. It's got a gold-filled case. And I think this one's a wind-up. You got to wind this one up to make it run. But it runs and keeps time. And let's see, what's this? Waltham, self-winding, date watch. Pretty nice. Shake them up and they take off running. Let's see what else we got here. This is a, what is that? Can't even read it. I think it says Seiko. Yeah, Seiko. It's manual wind, ladies watch. You wind it up and it'll start running. What's this one here? Holland automatic. Again, give it a shake to get it wound up a little bit. And it will run. It's probably going to need some cleaning and adjustment, but it does run. Let's see, what's this guy here? Seiko automatic. Is that what it says? Yeah, automatic. I've set all these aside because they ran and I knew there was some kind of value to them. So there's a Seiko automatic. Let's see what else we got here. What's this guy? Can't even pronounce that name. It's automatic though. It does, the movement does work. You can see that the thing is moving. But this one's probably going to need some TLC as well. Alright, we're getting down to the bottom of this thing. There's Omega. Yeah, it's gold filled. I can see the little bit of material shining through right there. See that? How it's got some green. So that's a gold filled Omega ladies watch. This one here is Omega. It runs. It's a nice watch. I looked this one up. This one here goes for a few $100s by itself. It's got the Omega sign on the stem there. So this is a nice watch. Automatic. Shake it up and it takes off running. Let's see if I can get through the rest of these. This is a, what does that say? Shirley. Never heard of that one before. You got to wind this one up and it runs. It's a manual wind. But it does run. Got a little clip here, a little bail so you can put it on a chain. Hangs like that. And when you pick it up to look at it, the 12 is straight up for you. It's upside down as it hangs. Let's see, I got a couple pocket watches here. These both work. They wind up. Gold filled cases. Two of them almost identical. So let's see what else we got. This is another one that hangs on a chain, or maybe a charm bracelet. But you wind this one up and it does run. I've wound it up and watched it run. And let's see, what's this? What's this? This is a McIntyre and Company automatic. It does run. You shake it up and it takes off. All right, the last watch here is a Seiko Sportsman. Automatic, 25 jewels. Day and date on it. That's a pretty nice watch there. Back in the day, it was probably a fairly expensive watch. It's got some of the material worn off the stems there. I don't even know how to set this one. Okay, well, that'll conclude the watches here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 manual wind watches. And what we'll do is offer these for sale on my eBay site. We've got our gold-filled material recovered and incinerated in here. And so the recovery part is done now. What we'll do is, I think I'm going to call it here. We'll make this a two-part video. The recovery process is complete. And what we'll do in part 2 then is we'll refine this material that we've recovered into high purity gold. Alright, that'll conclude the video. Thank you for watching.